What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider. Happy New Year. Today is the start of a new year, a new life, resolutions, and a new quarterback. That's what we're going to talk about here on the Postgame Review Show, straight from my couch, representing Raider Nation for life. I've been rethinking that the recent days. Why? Because there's been so much dang turmoil on our team. And I'm not here to talk about all the division within ourselves between the quarterbacks, who's better, Derek Carr deserved to be benched, blah, 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 blah. I am so sick and tired of Raider Nation dividing itself on every faction, for every player, for every coach. We, and I say this generally, we appear to not only be the best fan base in the world, but possibly the most toxic to each other. And that kills me. That kills me. The big question on everybody's mind is Jared Stidham? He proved he's better than Carr. Josh McDaniels can coach. Did you see all the plays he did in the game versus the number one defense in the NFL? Shut the F up. I got finished taking a shit. I was shitting out McDaniels. I was shitting out Derek Carr. I was shitting out Jared Stidham. I was shitting out the fan base that is toxic to everybody. I was shitting out Mark Davis. I was shitting out every single thing that pisses me off about the Raiders. This is supposed to be a New Year's resolution, a new time to be happy, a new time to find your zen. Be like water. How the hell am I going to be like water, Bruce Lee, when the Raiders are like garbage? Be like garbage. Smell like shit. Look like shit. Taste like shit. Burn and toxify the air like garbage. Oh, you're talking about Derek Carr. Derek Carr's garbage. All right, let's get to my review of the game. We all know what happened was the Raiders, in my opinion, did a really bad, disrespectful move to our quarterback that I believe is the heart of the team. Derek Carr has limits, and they've been proven. Derek Carr, according to all the haters, didn't win with the Raiders enough. Everything is Derek Carr's fault. It's okay. I understand your complaints. But you got to look within your soul, and you got to say to yourself, and I'm going to give an analogy that's going to piss a lot of you off, you Carr haters. It's just business. It's just business, Mikey Raider. Carr sucked anyway. First off, do you guys have any empathy, any love and respect for a man of God of the way he was benched? Again, I'm not talking about his on-the-field play. That can be debated till the cows come home. And this cow is home. I'm talking about the man that gave his heart and his soul for the team. A man of God, a man of faith that tried to give religion and bring some stability and leadership to this team within his limits for 9 years. I am very disgusted at many Raider Nation that is just throwing this guy to the curb because it wasn't on the field victories for them. Derek Carr is 9-1 in overtime. Derek Carr won a lot of games. Not as many as you would like, but he has. I'm not going to throw out his stats and his credits for this team. Derek Carr should deserve a little bit of respect. Especially at least a nice farewell. Thank you for your service. Thank you for trying your best. But I am disgusted at a lot of Raider video makers and creators just publicly denouncing Derek Carr and everything. And these people, these creators, there's a few of them, and there's fans as well, that call themselves a man of God, a man of faith, a man of empathy, a man of respect. And they're throwing him to the curb, making videos, posting memes, celebrating this man's career being kicked off the Raiders in a bad fashion. I am disgusted by you for doing that. You guys can come to your own conclusion, whoever it is. It's a few. If you're a Raider fan, I know we go through emotions. We all do. We get mad. I went crazy the past couple days because of Derek Carr's benching. I'm questioning my fandom. I'm talking major crap about McDaniels. I talked major crap about Gruden. But all in all, I still bleed this team, and I still care for this team, and I'm technically going to still root for this team forever. But I do not like it when somebody that is a pure Raider in Derek Carr is celebrated viciously and toxically being removed from this team. Well, Mikey Raider, you did the same thing to Gruden. He was a Raider. Well, he went to the Bucs. They did sabotage against us. I don't care what you think. They did it. They know they did it. And then John Gruden used this team for leverage to get $10 million a year. But yes, he was a Raider, but he also was, as you guys would say, a businessman. He took advantage of Mark Davis and the Raiders fan base to get his second contract. I ain't gonna lie. I hated him as a coach. He was done dirty, though, to be ousted from the league. And I'm really wishing he was back on the team compared to McDaniels, this clown, who I actually was excited to have as our coach. I thought would bring some stability, but clearly that's not the case. But I'm disgusted by the ousting of Derek Carr by many fans. If you're a real Raider, and I hate throwing that out there because somebody said I'm not a real Raider. Somebody posted on Twitter, if you're a real Raider, if you like Derek Carr, you're not a real Raider. I want to slap this fucking fool in the mouth. Clap. You're a fool. You're an idiot. Guess what? Go back to your clown show like Antonio Brown. If you like Derek Carr, you're not a real Raider. Huh? Once a Raider, always a Raider. But I'm disgusted at the way these so-called real Raider fans and some real Raider creators are ousting Derek Carr for giving his all. They lack empathy, they lack respect, and all that. It's okay to want a change. It's okay to yell once in a while. But to continuously, publicly promote how bad you dislike Derek Carr for our franchise when he did a lot of great things. Maybe not on the field all the time, but he did a lot of great things to try and help this organization at least be stable. That's not becoming of a Raider to me. I want a community. I want a family that's there for each other in the hard times and the good times. I know we're going to fight. I know we're going to have disagreements. I know we're not going to have the same opinion. But to not have respect for somebody that once we probably called a family member, to oust them publicly and shame them publicly every week, somebody that was a real Raider. Well, Josh McDaniels is a Raider, and you talk shit about him. He's not a Raider. That motherfucker is a Patriot and a clown show. There's only a few people that were bred or birthed into this organization that stayed around at least 9 years to get all the records. Like Derek Carr. So for this public shaming, this just proves the toxicity of some of the people in the Raider fan base and the Raider creativity. Where is your heart? Y'all are fucking evil, in my opinion. And a lot of youngsters, y'all agree with this stuff. I guess it's because I'm over 45 years of age. I'm a soft, old Raider fan. So, if these people find themselves blocked on my accounts, you know why. You're showing no heart and no respect for any Raider fans or Raider players or Raiders that tried to do their best for this organization. I'm disgusted. Now, for the people that keep writing to me, Mikey Raider, why are you so butthurt? Mikey Raider, it's just a business. It's just a business decision. It's a business decision. All right, look, I understand that. But why are you guys sticking up for the organization that has put us through the ringer, taking our money, and doesn't make correct business decisions or decisions with empathy? They keep making decisions that lack respect, integrity, and they keep making decisions without even thinking about the fan base. I got sued by the NFL and the Raiders for logos and trademarks. I can't even wear this trademark in this video. It's illegal. I can't even have a Raider logo. I got a lawsuit that said I can't wear the colors of silver and black in any video in the future. The team sued their fan base for money. That's loyalty, right? To you guys for business. So, in terms of a business decision, you guys are all agreeing with the business. It's a business decision. Well, let me throw out this analogy, and I'm going to piss a lot of you off. Let me throw out this analogy. And I'm going to make a lot of you mad because I'm going to speak about mamas. Well, imagine if your mama needed a job. She got pulled out of college to this job, to this company. She worked for this company for 9 years. Your mom gave her blood, sweat, and tears. There was a lot of turmoil, a lot of changes in the office, back and forth. New presidents, new CEOs, new managers above your mother in her work. She made mistakes. It was a new job. Every time a new manager came in, they gave your mother something to do that she wasn't trained for, or she had to learn, or she had to understand. She made a lot of mistakes. Hurt the workers around her every once in a while. She made a lot of mistakes, but there was turnover constantly. But she did a good job as best as she could for 9 years. She went to all the meetings, all the social functions, the bake sales, whatever the organization had. She preached to everybody. She went out and took pictures with the staff and friends of the organization. She went on trips, flew to New York, this and that, to publicize or, do press events for her organization that she worked for 9 years. Then all of a sudden, a new boss comes in, gives her a new contract, and says, here you go. We like you so much, we're going to give you a new contract. But, I have to watch all my employees. Even though you're getting a new contract, I still want you to prove yourself to me. Still want you to prove yourself to me. But we're going to give you a new contract, and then we're going to bring in some people to make you, look better and do a better job. Some friends of yours from the past. All right. So your mother goes to work. Brand new manager, a lot of new things. Doing her best. But every day the manager tells you, you're not doing it the way I want. You're not doing it the way I want. And then your mother says, hey, can you maybe simplify it for me? This is really difficult for me. I'm learning on the job here. Can you build a system around me? No. Do it my way or the highway. Then your mom goes on a trip to Pittsburgh. In the cold. She doesn't do well in the cold. Maybe she had a bad day at home before she went to Pittsburgh. But your mother made a few mistakes. Then she goes back to the office, and the manager says, pack your bags. You've been replaced. Go home. Do not collect your belongings in the office. It'll be better for the team. They don't need to see your emotions right now. They don't need to see your emotions right now. It'll be better for the team moving forward to prepare for the next meeting. Do you agree? Well, your mom's a good person. So guess what your mom's going to do? All right, I care about them and their emotions, and I don't want to ruin their job because I know a lot of them are going to be sad and talking to me about, why I'm being released or why I'm being fired or whatever. I don't want to be a distraction. I'm a good enough person. All right, I agree with you. I'll go home. It's the best thing. I'm really upset. My emotions might get the best of me. It might bring everybody else down. I'm going to go home and think about a few things. I agree. Then the company, everybody asks, what happened? What happened? What happened? Then the manager that released you goes on television and tells everybody we fired them, not due to money, to contract, to financials. They say, we're doing it to evaluate. We're doing it to evaluate her assistant. We're doing it to evaluate. Not that it's about money or the way she does her job, about her mistakes in your new system. No, we're doing it to evaluate. Now, if that was your mother that was treated that way, would you motherfuckers say, Mom, it's just a business decision. It's just a business decision. You tell your cousins, your friends, your mother's friends, her workers, it's just a business decision. My mom made a ton of mistakes. After 9 years, man, I'm glad she's gone. Good fucking riddance. Do you see? Do you see? You stupid fucks. Yes, I'm cursing because I'm upset. A lot of us fell in love with the man, Derek Carr, for what he tried to bring. And he wasn't even given a send-off because you guys call it a business decision. It was wrong the way they did it. They could have done it better. There was no thought into it. There was no heart. There was no communication. It's fucking wrong. You can still be happy for a change with Derek Carr. But you gotta know, if you have any heart, it was done the wrong way. If McDaniels wanted to get rid of Derek Carr, he gave him a trial contract. Why the hell did you not just draft a quarterback or just release Derek Carr, leave him on his last year contract where he could play it out and get rid of him and not have the contract troubles that they're having right now with getting rid of him, or they might not be able to trade him? Why didn't you just do it from the beginning? Because I wasn't sure. I wanted to try Derek Carr, see if he could understand my system. That's bad coaching. It's bad management. It's bad scheming. He always had a plan B over plan A. And that proves sabotage. If Derek Carr was his guy, and he knew he could work with him and teach him the system, which Derek Carr can learn it, might take him 2 or 3 years, but if he had faith in Derek Carr, any whatsoever, he would not have a plan B. He would have built the team around Derek Carr under his system. But he brought in Stidham, knowing I might get rid of Carr as soon as possible. And they looked for the perfect game to get rid of Derek Carr. And they did it. That is sabotage. People say, it's just a plan B. You always got to have a plan B. But again, if the plan B is to evilly get rid of somebody at the drop of a dime, that's a little bit evil. And in my opinion, that's sabotage. All right, guys. Sorry, man. I've talked so much about this. I had a lot of feelings to get rid of and all that. So we need to move on. Boy, the weather's changing, getting me all kinds of sick. All right, let's talk about the 49ers game. Because everybody wants to compare Carr to Stidham, and that's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to Jared Stidham. It's not fair to Derek Carr after one game. Let's just look at McDaniels, what he's doing. Over the season, with Derek Carr, we've gotten to big leads in the first half. Then in the second half, almost every game we give up the leads due to defense. And then our offense regresses almost every game. Almost every game comes down to overtime, the final minutes, and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's Derek Carr, right? Derek Carr helped get us the lead in the first half with Josh McDaniels possibly calling better plays. Why does every week Derek Carr regress in the second half? Oh, the adjustments of the defense of the other team. Okay. Something's going on in the second half. It's not all on Derek Carr. If you're actually any somewhat bit intelligent or a critical thinker, the problems can be placed many places. What's going on with McDaniels in the second half? This week versus the 49ers, it was the 5th game in a row where they blew a lead, only to lose. McDaniels is creating records for bad coaching that have never been seen in the NFL this season. That sounds kind of eerily similar to John Gruden getting all the records with his defense in the Super Bowl sabotage where they had the playbook against Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon threw like 5-6 interceptions in the Super Bowl. The defense scored like 30 points off of turnovers or whatever. Records only happen because of bad things and coaching. I'm just going to say that. Whatever. Let's talk about the game. We regressed again in the second half against the number one defense. This was the right opportunity if Josh McDaniels publicly is truthfully sabotaging Derek Carr. This is the right opportunity for him to possibly change the playbook with Jarrett Stidham to make him look good publicly. Why? Because when quarterbacks have no tape, when quarterbacks have no game or film study for the opposing team to study, it's hard to understand truly their weaknesses and what to exploit. So Jarrett Stidham looked really good the first 9 or 10 plays of this game, because Josh McDaniels was calling plays that Jarrett Stidham could do very well. He's been in the system for 4 years. And he had Jarrett Stidham on play action like 8 or 9 times out of the first 13 plays or something like that. Maybe 8 out of the first 9. Derek Carr was not getting play action the previous 3 games. Why? Oh, because Derek Carr has no mobility. I understand that. But Derek Carr has a little bit of mobility. Derek Carr excels in play action. Look up his stats. But for some reason, the last 3 weeks, Josh McDaniels gave Derek Carr 0 play action. And then Jarrett Stidham, 8 out of the first 9. Because Josh McDaniels knew the play action is successful in helping build quarterbacks' confidence, high priority of completions, and stuff like that. Why didn't he give it to Derek Carr in the second halves or when Derek Carr's struggling? Why didn't he do it? He didn't want to get Derek Carr injured for the $40 million running out on a play action. Early on in the season, he gave play calls that made Derek Carr a lead blocker with Davante Adams doing sweeps. The play calling, I don't care what you say, is different with Derek Carr in general, but also in the first half compared to the second half. On first and second and third down, it's different. And I'm tired of it. Jarrett Stidham came in. It was a different game plan. It was a different play call. It was play calling to Jarrett Stidham's strengths. Josh McDaniels didn't do that for Derek Carr. He lost faith in him. He didn't care. He didn't want to. But let's talk about Jarrett Stidham. He balled out. I'm not hating on the man. I will not hate on any Raider that gets a shot to play in the big leagues. He balled out with what he was given. He knew the system. He made some good reads. He played a great game, and I'm proud for Stiddy. Doesn't make him better than Carr. The minute he threw his first touchdown, everybody on Twitter was like, there you go. How about Carr now? How about Carr now? Relax. It's one game. Then on top of that, he lost the game. Okay? You say Derek Carr is a losing quarterback? Well, so is Jarrett Stidham right now. Those are the only results that matter. It's just the wins. Raider Honcho made a great video yesterday. He's like, man, I'm tired of more victories. I see a lot of you online wanting to compare Stidham to Carr. Carr wouldn't have made that play. Carr wouldn't have done this. You know, Carr would have lost us the game. Carr wouldn't have had 30 points. Blah, blah, blah. Jarrett Stidham, man, he balled out, man. He played good. He did really, really good. It's a moral victory. We're looking good. Shut the fuck up. If it's all about just wins, Jarrett Stidham is a losing quarterback. Josh McDaniels is a losing coach. Where is the critique and the hatred for them? As much as it is for Carr. That's the disrespect I'm talking about, and I'm done with. But Jarrett Stidham balled out. The team was prepared to play with him. And I was proud to see that. Again, this man got a shot. He played as good as he can. But let's see him next week in Kansas City. The NFL's got tape on him. They saw some of his weaknesses. And again, you know, they're going to come out. It's going to be a little bit different experience for him in Kansas City. Even though we didn't technically have a home crowd, it was all 49ers. And that's another thing that pisses me off about these decisions. I mean, I know the 49ers have a big fan base and we have a big rivalry, but you would think we were technically still in the playoff hunt, that there'd be more Raider fans in our home stadium. I think a lot of them are Derek Carr fans as well. I didn't see super fans. I didn't see Gorilla Rilla. I don't know if he was there, but I didn't see him. I didn't see Violator. Did they sell their tickets online to 49er fans because they were mad about Derek Carr? I don't know. Then during the broadcast, they kept showing Jared Stidham's wife and family to publicly show the world or the nation, you know, he's a good guy. He's got a beautiful family. Let's cheer Jared Stidham on. I agree with that. I understand that. But I don't publicly remember them doing that with Derek Carr and his family. I'm sure that they, at least his wife, was probably at every Raider home game. I don't remember them getting a private media television area for the cameras to go on them on Sunday Night Football or whatever. I don't remember that. Maybe in his first year, but I don't remember it as of late. So the Raiders propaganda tool, and you can read all this stuff on Twitter, at Mikey Raider, down below. But Jared Stidham played a good game. The defense fudged up, like always. Gave up like over 30-something points. And people want to say, would Derek Carr won that game? It doesn't matter. It's still a loss. If Josh McDaniels really didn't give up on Derek Carr for whatever reasons, Derek Carr would have played a good game. He would have still been in it. He would have been fighting. But Jared Stidham, and I do agree, has a mobility factor that I like to see. And it enables our coach to call some different, more creative type plays for a mobility factor and a younger factor that Jared Stidham has on this team. So that adds a little bit of creativity for Josh McDaniels. And Jared Stidham took advantage of it on a few occasions. Like one big touchdown to Davante Adams. Again, I'm not going to say that Derek Carr couldn't have made that play. It's highly unlikely that Derek Carr would have rolled out of the pocket and made a bunch of those moves. But Derek Carr has made plays similar to like that as well, to getting hit, throwing the ball to Davante, getting a touchdown, whatever. You can't compare them, but it was nice to see Jared Stidham in the mobility factor. I appreciate that. And I do know for a fact, if Josh McDaniels told Derek Carr, we need to run more play action with you, and I need to get you running a little bit more, get you out of the pocket. You know, so when things break down, you don't automatically squirm, throw the ball away, where you try to make a move. If Josh McDaniels coached Derek Carr that way, I guarantee you Derek Carr would have went to a running school. He would have tried to build his legs up and be better. If Josh McDaniels told him to do that. Doesn't mean he would have been as good as Jared Stidham or, you know, Jalen Hurts or anybody. But Derek Carr would have tried to add that skill set if Josh McDaniels gave him the opportunity and told him, I need this from you, dude. I need this from you. I don't think he gave him that opportunity. He didn't build the team around Derek Carr with him. They butted heads. We see it in the video. Every play call, was changed. Derek Carr didn't understand it. He didn't get a grasp of it, so he struggled. And Derek Carr doesn't like to fight back. He's a yes man. So, it's okay. Long story short, I don't know why Josh McDaniels didn't go for 2 points at the end to win the game. Nothing's on the line. I mean, our season's pretty much over at that point. We had the momentum. Go for 2. Try to win the game. And if it wasn't for that missed field goal, our defense keeps letting the team drive 80 yards to get in field goal range in 20 seconds. Patrick Graham ain't doing so good. And then in every post-game press conference, going back to the last 2 weeks, Josh McDaniels is laughing, blowing kisses, like he doesn't got a care in the world. Like he has no emotions at the decisions he's making, whether it be Mark Davis' decision, his decision. It just seems like it was planned. You get it? Like the relief is gone. Like it's over with. I made the hard decision. He's gone. Woo! How you doing? Yeah, woo. Oh, my plan B, it started. I knew we were going to get to my plan B. But it was a long time coming, and I'm finally over with it. Woohoo! Yee! That's sabotage, y'all. That's not working with a player. That's not trying to build with their strengths. That's sabotage, y'all. I just quickly wanted to end this, but look, I love you guys. I'm a Raider for life. I'm hurting. I am pissed off of losing. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to constantly critique our players, our coaches. I'm going to get emotional, up and down. And I hope you guys want to go on this journey with me. If you don't like me, you don't like my opinions, if you want to call me a CARR stan or whatever, that's fine. Unsubscribe, I don't care. Because I don't want people that lack empathy or respect or have any heart for the person. I want you guys out of my life and I don't want you around me. So if you like me, thank you. If you don't, be gone, bitches! Tired of the toxicity from a lot of the people in Raider Nation and the creators. It needs to stop. Let's cheer on everybody. Let's root on everybody. And let's not wish for their demise. But if they keep making mistakes, we have every right to critique them, but not off the field. Now, I just wanted to quickly address a couple of things after I gave that soliloquy. There's a Raider reporter named Hondo Carpenter. Now we're going into the conspiracy realm, but he appears, in my opinion, to be a stool pigeon, a paid shill for Josh McDaniels or the Raiders as an organization. We all know the Raiders reporters, they've been given questions, just like the American government to the White House. They've been given questions to progress the agenda. Well, about 3 weeks ago, before the Pittsburgh game, every week after a game, Hondo Carpenter gets the first question. 3 weeks ago, before the Pittsburgh game, I forgot who we played, he asked Josh McDaniels a question. Oh, Derek Carr seemed to struggle in the second half. Why is that? Then Josh McDaniels started talking about, we got to do a better this, we got to do a better that. He's got to find the players when they're out there. That started the Derek Carr publication of shame. And Hondo Carpenter did that purposely to progress Josh McDaniels' agenda. They were looking for the right opportunity publicly to remove Derek Carr. They knew by that point that he wasn't going to be the quarterback. They knew by that point, even though we were still technically in the playoff hunt, they knew by that point, and they were just hoping. And then if an opportunity came up where Derek Carr looked really, really bad, which he did versus Pittsburgh, that was the go symbol for the agenda to publicly shame Derek Carr and get rid of him a couple days later. So that happened before the Pittsburgh game with Hondo Carpenter. Go back and watch the press conference. Then after the Pittsburgh game, their opportunity came. Derek Carr struggled, all the interceptions in the cold, blah, blah, blah. We lost the game. Now, after the Pittsburgh game, the first question, Hondo Carpenter, hey, Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr seemed to struggle again for the third week in a row. Do you think there might be a change? Are you going to evaluate people at that position moving forward? That's almost exactly what Hondo Carpenter said in the first question to Josh McDaniels after that loss, where we were basically eliminated from the playoffs. That started the agenda. Josh McDaniels immediately said, oh, we're gonna have to look around. We're going to have to look at that situation, and we're going to have to do some evaluation. And, you know, I'm not going to determine it right now, but we're going to have to start thinking about it. Then on Wednesday, a couple of days later, the press conference comes. We're going to go ahead and bench Derek Carr. Derek Carr's going to, you know, no longer be the backup, no longer be third string, no longer be scout team quarterback. Derek Carr, we both agreed he's going to go home, not to be a distraction. They did both agree, because Derek Carr's that good of a person that he'll be like, all right, I can understand that. I'm going to go home. He's pissed. But all that happened because Hondo Carpenter is a stool pigeon progressing the agenda publicly of Josh McDaniels. Then, after this game with Jared Stidham, guess who had the first question? All right, I'll take questions. All right, I'll take questions. And then he looked right at Hondo. Then Hondo goes, yeah, your offense played really well under Jared Stidham today. Is that a credit to the game plan? Is that a credit to Jared Stidham? Again, against Derek Carr in weeks earlier. Now, in the first game, Jared Stidham and your offense looked really good, Josh McDaniels. Looked really good. The agenda. So Josh McDaniels makes Derek Carr the scapegoat. And now Josh McDaniels looks like a genius for sitting or benching Derek Carr with Jared Stidham. Propaganda for your mind. Propaganda for your mind. All right, guys, I'm blanking. I've been online for 45 minutes. David Carr apparently is going to talk on NFL Network. Maybe he's going to say something about and prove Josh McDaniels' ridiculous play calls with his brother, Derek Carr. They posted a picture on Instagram or Twitter of a little girl in a 49ers jersey after the victory going, or something like that. Maybe that was an insult toward the 49ers. I don't know. But Derek Carr also made a statement through Ian Rappaport, I believe, that he's going to seek another team, and I'm rooting for him. I will be really, really rooting for Derek Carr and the Raiders, of course, and Jared Stidham or whoever we get. I will be rooting for him. And I'm rooting for Josh McDaniels to figure this shit out and finally be a better coach. I'm really pissed off right now. Really fucking pissed. I don't like what he's doing. Him and or Mark Davis. Can't stand him. But just like John Gruden, they start winning. They start making some decisions to prove they're a Raider. I'm going to root for them. I'm a Raider for life. I love you guys. Have a happy New Year. Get to your New Year's resolutions. Take care of you and your family. And I'll see you guys maybe this Wednesday or Friday at the latest. I'm going to have a Raiders roundtable. I'm going to try to get a few of you creators, fans, whoever, and we're going to talk Raiders in all things live on the air. And after the season, I'm going to have a Mondays with Mikey and Murph to go over all of this stuff from our vantage points. We're going to get into a lot this offseason, and I hope you guys stick with me. I love you. Raider Nation for life. Good luck, Derek Carr. And let's try to go out there and beat those Kansas City Chiefs.